Hi, Student Success. This is Dr. Linda Remark. I will be your instructor for this first 8-week session of this course. So this is a totally online course. It's just the first 8 weeks of our spring semester, and everything is completely online. So there is no Zoom sessions. There's no scheduled time that you have to be online. It is self-paced to an extent. You still have deadlines, but there's nothing that you have to do in terms of like logging on a certain time with the rest of the class. I always like to hop on at the beginning of every semester and do a nice welcome video that's going to help walk you through some of the navigation of our course. So the first thing is I did send the link to this welcome video via email. So if you have taken the Succeeding Online Orientation class and you clicked on this link, you probably are able to get right in to our course. Especially if you're viewing it obviously embedded inside our course. But if you're viewing this from the link I sent out and you have not taken your orientation, please make sure you are aware that there is a 6-module online orientation you have to take before you can even access our course. So when you're in Blackboard and you're in courses and you go to click into our course, it's going to stop you right here and say, whoa, you need to take your online orientation. So please, if you have not done that, if you're a brand new student or you've not taken an online course here at the college, maybe this is your second semester, you need to take that online orientation. It is, again, 6 modules and you cannot access your online courses until that is done. So you want to do that as soon as possible. So once you have taken that orientation or you have taken an online class in the past at our institution, this is our course. When you get in, you're going to be at the Start Here section. As the first couple weeks go by, you might rely on this section a little bit more, and then you'll start to notice that you don't really visit this area as often. So I just want to kind of walk you through a couple things. This is a real quick course overview. It's going to have your name there and just like what this class is about. This is where the video that you're currently watching will be embedded. This is a really general course video tour. East Ark State puts that out. You're welcome to watch it. I sometimes get a little bit more specific toward our particular course, but this is anything that's going to help you feel more comfortable navigating is totally fine to watch. In this instructor welcome, this is just a written welcome. This just tells you a little bit about myself, kind of my background, and what to expect in terms of just general online learning. Underneath that, here are the course and master syllabi. So the master syllabus, whenever you go to click on these, they are going to be, this one is definitely going to be a Word document no matter what. So you'll click on this, it's going to open up into a Word doc. This is just a very general syllabi. It just says, this is a 1 credit hour course. Here's the course description. It meets all 6 general learning outcomes the college has set forth. Here are the course objectives. Through these 8 weeks, we're going to talk about things like learning styles, diversity, and note-taking, talking about Stark State resources, GPA, all of those different things. Here are some information about different Stark State College policies, disability services. So if you had an IEP or a 504, have any other kind of academic needs, this is a great place to contact and get in touch with them. They can provide you with accommodations and extra assistance. Some information on computer usage, and then general success resources, which I will show you a place that will have further information on these. Plus we touch on that throughout the course anyway. Underneath the master syllabus, you will see the course syllabus. Right now, it's going to open up as a Word doc. Once everything is 100% set, this will be a PDF, so it'll be open into a PDF doc instead. I am recording this in December, so there's still a couple weeks before the semester starts. So my office hours may change, and that's why I haven't finalized the syllabi quite yet. So in general, just again, this is SSC101, Spring 23. My name is Dr. Remark. As of right now, these are my office hours that I'm on campus, E244. I also can schedule like a Zoom session with you or a phone call if you're not necessarily able to make it to campus or you don't want to come to campus. My extension is 5249 and there's my email. I do answer email pretty quickly, especially toward the beginning of the semester when I know students are a little bit more kind of anxious about accessing things and having questions on things. So email is a great way to get a hold of me. I'm also going to tell you how to get a hold of me inside our course. So there's a message feature as well. We do have a textbook for the class, but good news, it is free and it is online. So there's nothing you have to do. It's already embedded inside our course, and I will walk you through that as well. Here are the, there's 18 assignments embedded, in 8 weeks. So something that I just really want to make sure that you are aware of is that this is a 8-week course, but it's 16 weeks squished into 8 weeks. So you really want to make sure that you're paying attention to the fact that there's just a lot going on. Inside an 8-week course, almost every week, I won't say every week, almost every week, there are discussion boards you have to fill out. And that's how your attendance is taken. So you need to post at a specific time, Wednesdays by 11:55, to get attendance points. If you do not have a discussion board that week, you're just posting or submitting your assignments by Sunday. And I will always let you know that if you have a discussion board or not. You can still post late, and that just gives you some late attendance points. But again, in an 8-week course, things go so quickly. I just really want to make sure that you are checking your online course a ton. You have to have a 70% or higher attendance grade to pass the class, because once you start missing several weeks, you're going to see your grade, even though this is a typical ABCDF class. If you start missing a whole bunch of attendance, you're going to see the fact that your grade's going to go down real quick. Because everything does move so quickly. Odds are if you're missing attendance, you're also missing other things. So here's some other additional information. If you need to withdraw from this or any 8-week course here at the college, you have until February 20th. If you are a College Credit Plus student, so a current high school student, there's some information for you there. You can click there. And then this is our course outline. So this is just a breakdown, and you're going to see this information inside the calendar in Blackboard. You're going to see it in our weekly announcements and our weekly messages, in the videos. So there's lots of places to get this information, but this just kind of walks you through like, hey, here are the things that you have to do each week. And then the kind of red is like just making sure that it's drawing your attention to when all assignments are due. You can see in the first 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, you have discussion boards. And then you'll see in week 5, you don't have a discussion forum. So that's, you don't have to worry about the discussion forum absence until week 5. In that case, I take attendance by completing assignments by Sunday. So again, I will always let you know what's going on, and I'll show you here in just a moment inside the class where you can get more of that information. All right, also in the Start Here section, you will see, as I scroll down a little bit, the textbook link. So right here, you click there and it's going to open up to our textbook. Our textbook, I think, is very easy to navigate. So literally opens right up to chapter 1 from that link, and then you can navigate through the bottom, next, or you can go to the contents and pull down, and then you can go to specific sections, specific chapters. It is a really nice navigation. Some online textbooks I'm not a big fan of in terms of their navigation. I feel like this one is very easy to navigate. So that's your textbook. The rest of these, like the expectations, how grades are determined, these are just kind of resources for you if you need to address anything or have any questions or want some clarification. Lots of resources for you. As I said, as the weeks go on, you may or may not really need a lot of the areas inside the Start Here area. All right, the lessons area is where you're going to spend probably most of your time. There's another link to the textbook access. Here are 2 forums that are going to be open all 8 weeks. So these are 2 discussion forums that are going to be here for you. They won't close ever. The first one is Muddy Point, and the second one is the Student Lounge. So I'm going to talk about each of them, but I'm also going to show you how to post a discussion forum if you've never done so that you know and can be ready for when it's time to do that in week 1. So Muddy Point, you want to think of that as like if you were sitting in a classroom and you raised your hand and you had a question, and I could answer that question for you, or maybe another classmate has the answer for you. This is just a general place for questions. So does anyone know where to find this? Or, hey, did anyone have trouble doing that? Can you give me some tips? It is not a place for you to ask me very specific individual questions about grades or anything like that, because obviously everyone can see it. That is going to be more for course messages, which I will talk about later. So to post in any discussion forum, you simply click on the forum, which I've already done, come up here to hit Create Thread, put in the subject, whatever your subject is. You want to be, questions or chapter 1. Put your body of your message and then hit Submit. All there is to it. If you want to respond to a classmate, which you will have to do as part of your discussion forums, in weeks 1, 2, 3, and so on, you simply click on the name of the thread. Here's where my little post is, and you just hit Reply. And then you can click right in there. If you go in here and you do not like something that you post, you can delete your own post or edit your own post as well. I have that happen every once in a while where a student goes, oh my gosh, I posted too soon, or oh my gosh, I have a lot of errors. Just go right into your own post and you can edit or delete your own post. So no worries there if you post something too early or have an issue with something. So that's the muddy point. The student lounge is just a very informal place where you can post your introductions, because while in week 1 you do introduce yourself in the forum, that gets locked up and you don't see it again after week 1 closes. So this is a good place to maybe just do a really informal introduction. If you have a favorite movie that you've seen or a book recommendation or anything like that, just kind of think of it as a place where if you were hanging out in a physical classroom before class and you were chatting, this is where the discussion in the student lounge could be. So I encourage you to, post your introductions there, talk with one another. This does not count for attendance purposes. Just keep that in mind. It's informal. I do check it, but I don't monitor it for grades or anything like that. So something I do want to make you aware of that I will talk to you about in your week 1 assignment video is this syllabus quiz. You have to complete this syllabus quiz. So you've already taken the orientation, but before you get into week 1, you have to take this syllabus quiz and get 100% to open it. So you are more than welcome to have that syllabus quiz, or the syllabus itself up and running somewhere. Or I sometimes recommend, if you're like me, I love hard copies of things, printing out your syllabus, or at the very least, print out your calendar so you have that kind of a quick reference. But your syllabus quiz is just a series of 10 questions, mostly true, false, and you have to get 100%, and then you'll see your week 1 open. It'll have like this same coloring right here. I often have students be like, I can't access week 1. I took the syllabus quiz, and then I look and they got an 80. So if you do not get a 100, you can take it again and have to get that 100 for your week 1 to open. I will come back and address every single week individually. So I will talk to you more about the syllabus quiz in your week 1 videos, but just like a sneak peek, all the weeks are set up in a very similar way. You have kind of like this snapshot of here's what we're doing this week, here's what you're reading, here are the assignments, here are the materials that are going to help you get through this week, and here are the actual assignments, like the actual workspace that you're going to use for that. Something else I want to draw your attention to is the student services assignment. So in My Stark State, and if you are not a brand new student, so if you were here in the fall, or maybe you even took like a year or 2 off, My Stark State was completely revamped. They just made it go live just a few days ago here in December. So I will be learning it with all of you. If you are brand new here, you don't know otherwise. So maybe it might be even easier for you because you're accustomed to this. So when you get here, I do encourage you to start like learning My Stark State. Oftentimes students tend to go in here and I have a lot of things open here, like the student tools where you can go and look at your schedule. You can register for classes. There's a lot of those type of student tools right here. If you happen to be like a student employee, anything along those lines, the My Stuff is a very popular tab where you can register for your classes, look at your kind of financial aid information. So I will be getting to know this along with you all, but I will also point out kind of features as we go along throughout the semester as they're applicable. But your student services assignment, because I'm recording this in December, they do not have the schedule out quite yet. But I tell all my classes that SSC101s, both my 8-week and my 16 weeks, you need to register for student services workshop. And I recommend doing it as early as possible. So as soon as they have the schedule up, I will let you all know. Every month, they're going to have a series of workshops. And how you get to that is you go to My Stark State and you scroll down to pages, development and training, and student success workshops. And you can see here's the list from last semester. Eventually they'll have the new list. And as I scroll through, you can see there are, career services type, like a resume writing. There are student support, like anxiety. There are research. There's a whole bunch of workshops. Some of them are Zoom, some of them are face-to-face. So there's a nice kind of mixture of them. You are going to register for one, and this is why I recommend doing this early, because I have students often wait until like the last week of the semester and then they're out of luck. There is nothing available for them or it doesn't mesh with their schedule. So if you can get in there and look through as early as possible to see, okay, what workshops do I think are A, going to be helpful and interesting to me, and B, match up with my schedule, so that you can register for those and even get a backup just in case something doesn't quite work out the way you wanted it to. You have to have that by the end of week 8. So you still have multiple weeks. Like we're talking, you know, March. You have until March to do this, but you don't want to wait till that last minute. Ultimately, what you'll do is you'll attend whatever workshop you signed up for. At the end of that workshop, there will be like a certificate or an email or something along those lines to prove, you know, attendance. That's what you'll submit in here. You'll go in there and you'll submit that through a Dropbox. Once that workshop list is up and updated, I will let you know, but I always like to let students know, just be thinking about that, kind of put a little bug in your ear about that. The rest of this lessons page is all, again, every week will open up on a Monday morning. They close on Sundays, open up Monday. The other features here's our course messages. So whenever you go into course messages, this is a great place to ask me individual questions. You create message, click on to, scroll down and find my name, move it over, write the subject, write the body, hit submit, and I will respond to those fairly quickly as well. I get sent an email saying, hey, you have a message. Here's the announcements area. This is a great place. You can see I already have week 1 in here, ready to go, opening up at different times. So anything I put in an announcement, I also put in a course message. So anything that is for the entire class or individual, I will also put in the course messages. So check your announcements. Those a couple times a week will pop in there. The next thing you want to take a look at is the course calendar. This is where all of the assignments are uploaded. So along with your syllabus, the videos, the announcements, the messages, the course calendar is here for like a quick reference. So you can see when things are due. And it is a very nice reference for you to just kind of keep up with everything, because I know, especially in this 8-week course, things go very quickly. So you want to make sure that you are staying up to date with everything. Over here, you also have a My Grades area, which is where you go in and you can see all of the assignments that you're going to be working on and how you're doing on them. So as soon as you complete an assignment, depending on if it's automatically graded or if I have to manually grade it, you can go in and just check. And if you have any questions, you can always access that. The rest of these tabs over here are just different resources and different areas that you can go if you have questions, you know, quick link to the digital library, or if you had some help desk questions. So a nice area there. Another thing I just want to draw your attention to is on the SarkState homepage under Info for Current Students, we have a list of all those resources we mentioned earlier. So if you know early on in the semester, oh, I'm going to need some, you know, digital library help, like here's information on the digital library, or I'm going to get involved in student clubs, you can go there. So this is a nice reference, and I will talk about this page quite a bit throughout the 8 weeks, because I really think one of the goals of this course is to introduce you to a lot of different resources. All right, so I hope that this video really does help you kind of get used to the navigation and making sure that you are familiar with all of the different resources so that you can be comfortable as you get into the course. If you have any questions, please make sure you reach out, you know, send me a course message, schedule a Zoom with me, anything like that. And when you are ready, you've taken the Succeeding Online Orientation, you've watched this video, you take your syllabus quiz, you will see week 1, and actually right above week 1, you'll see a folder that has week 1 videos. It'll have the lecture videos for the week, and then it'll have your assignment video. Again, if you need anything, let me know. I hope you have a great start to the spring semester. Bye.